7,
8,
9.
10.
Yes,
Yes, vibrato. Is that what that's called when it goes? Oh.
yeah.
Yes, vibrata.
Hmm.
Vibrata. That's your new
Hey,
term.
girl.
Hi.
What's
What's up?
crack-a-lackin'?
Oh, it's February 15th. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. I went out to eat to my chagrin on Valentine's Day. It was a Galentine's Day with my girlfriends, and I know better, but I did it. I did it to try to have a good time. What we do with this expectation of a good time, even though we know it won't be, is an interesting
Why wasn't
phenomenon.
it a good
I had no.
time?
I'm sorry. I had a great time with no matter if I'm in a box, in a car, on a corner, in the fanciest place in paradise. If I'm with my girls, I'm gonna have just our relationship. I have a great time, but the goddamn restaurant, I did not need to be in. I just did not. It's just overpriced. I just don't understand. You and I were
What's
talking
the name of
earlier.
it?
I worked in the restaurant business for 10
See,
plus years, and Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's
Thanksgiving.
Day and Mother's Day are the worst. Thanksgiving, if you work at a bar, is like Black Friday. It's the best day of the holiday. But anyway, um, it was, it's terrible because the food is, everything's rushed. It's very high stress. The quality of the food is not always the best because
Because
it
it's
is so
prefix. Yeah.
prefixed. It's inflated. It's so expensive. And again, this expectation of it being a wonderful time just actually, it just never, it's just not giving. And I'm not going to say the business name because shout out to them, but I
I got it
just,
open right here. Let me see.
I really don't appreciate the way certain establishments take advantage of black clientele. And I think this may be a Philly thing. I think like in places like Atlanta and Brooklyn where black people are used to having nice things, that establishments can't get away with offering subpar ambiance food. The service was good though, but like this subpar experience that is given to the black community in Philadelphia, it makes me angry because we're being taken advantage of in a lot of ways. And again, you don't see that in Atlanta. You don't see
I
that in
think you do
Brooklyn.
see that there. People complain about that all the time in
In
Atlanta.
Atlanta, every
Yeah.
establishment that I went to that was black owned is like it's nice. The place is nice. It's like a good business. The vibe is right. It's like I have yet to go to a place where I was like, this this is bad. If it was a hood spot, it's a hood spot, and then you know what it's hitting for. Like it's not,
Well, people
you
just say
know.
that it's inflated, that it's over the top. Everything's a scene kind of vibe in Atlanta.
But at least it's a
Specifically,
vibe. Like at least it's a vibe. It's like a vibe, and it might be expensive, but
what did you get? Did you get the Caesar salad, the eggplant stack, and then the branzino?
I got the bronzino, the
I
wedge
didn't.
salad, and
Oh.
the mushroom
Mm,
arancini.
the mushroom with the truffle.
It
What
was.
dessert? Did you get a gelato flight?
I was so full
You
that
didn't get
I
dessert?
abstained. I got the cake in my. I should whip that shit out, eat it right
You
now.
should. Oh, so you got the sinful lava cake?
Hmm.
A
Which
cold
was
lava cake sounds kind of lit, if I'm being
terrible.
honest.
Really?
That actually
Oh,
sounds lit.
it was the texture was good. The food wasn't bad. It was not bad, but it was not
Good.
for what they were trying to for what they were trying to sell us. Like stop fucking playing with me, dog. Anyway, um, it was great to be around the. Oh, and they had a full DJ at Valentine's Day. A full DJ blast. He was but the music was all that, but like I was also like Shouldn't it be like quiet and romantic and dimly lit?
No, it was a party. You
It
didn't
was
go with
not a
your party
party.
vibes.
It was not a party. It's a Valentine's Day dinner. It wasn't a
It was
turn
a
up place.
Galentine's Day dinner. It's time to party with your girlfriends, Gary.
Oh, well, maybe I wanted something romantic from them.
Maybe you did. Maybe you wanted to be wined and dined and swooned a little bit.
Swooned a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, like I said, I had fun. I had a fun time with my girls. It was nice to see them. But I could have been in the house with them too. I'm an old woman as well. I'm also aged.
You sound like a curmudgeon a
And
little bit. You're
curmudgeon.
like the DJ. The music was banging.
It was too
Like,
loud.
I didn't like
I asked my
it.
mom, I can't eat and hear loud music at the same time. That is the white woman in me. I
Oh,
have to have music be. I can't eat and hear and listen to music. I
so
can't.
you can't eat at a festival. You can't.
I mean, I can, but like in the house, like if it's, I will not have music playing while I eat. I
So a
have to.
seated dinner, absolutely not. Music
No.
down low.
For that
Okay.
type of setting that they were creating. Like if it was a brunch vibe, you know what I mean? If it was a turn up vibe, but it was dinner time, black, heels,
You wore your black
sweaters.
dress? I didn't get one picture. You had one job and you could not do
Amanda
it.
did not
Don't
take.
blame Amanda.
No, Amanda refused. Amanda was taking all the pictures, but like you said, it's a food, and I figured out her tactic was because she wanted people to think she was out with a nigga.
Dude, absolutely. She was trying to make people
And so
jealous
she
on the stories.
no picture of us, and then I was like, oh, that's what you're doing. Oh God, help us all, Jesus. I am. You're right. I'm a curmudgeon, and I'm gonna talk about that
What
later.
did you say?
A curmudgeon.
A curmudgeon?
How you say it?
Curmudgeon.
For real?
Yeah, I think so. Go ahead and Google it now.
I don't know, how do you spell that?
Curmudgeon. Imagine how it was.
Curmudgeon. A
Yeah.
bad-tempered person, especially an old one. That's a shame. How's
um,
everything?
everything's everything. I'll be on See the Thing Is this week when this comes out, so make sure you check that out. I think there's a big announcement coming on that episode, so make sure you head over there. Shout out to Mandy, the pod god, pod mom. I have to say that you and I were at odds during Love Day, and it was really upsetting me.
During
And it
Love Day?
was, I think it was, yeah, during Valentine's Day. I think it was a little bit
Real, I had no
one-sided.
idea that you were
Yeah.
mad at me.
No, I
For
just
real?
said I think it was a little one-sided.
No, you were.
I was very hurt by something that you said, and I've been talking to you about Game of Thrones since I'm rewatching it with someone who's never seen it. And we got to talking about who each other are in the Game of Thrones world. And I was very disappointed in who you thought I was, character-wise. And I don't know if you noticed, but I stopped talking to you after you wrote that. I like disputed it, and then when you kept going, you were like, who else would you be? I just stopped talking to you about it.
I
was
did
like,
not
I
know that
refuse.
you were seriously hurt by this.
I was really upset. Like, I don't know if she knows me. I'm also about to get my period, so I'm losing it a little bit. But everyone, Shanti feels like I'm Sansa, and that really hurt me because
Why?
we're only on we just got to season 3, and Sansa is still a dope and still annoying and still like, I just don't identify with her. I didn't have that childhood, that favoritism, and I was like, Shanti does not know me. She doesn't know me. Now, if you were to say old Sansa, like I identify with Arya, and when I said Arya, you were like, Arya? Hell no. And that really
I didn't say
bothered
hell
me.
no.
Yes, you did. You were like, Arya? Absolutely not. You think you're Arya? And I was like, wait, I couldn't kill the Night King? It was the way you said it, and I was just like, you know what?
Do
I
you
don't really
want to
fuck
talk
with
about
you
this, or
right
you
now.
just because I will not.
Go
We don't
ahead,
have to
talk
go
about it.
into it.
Go into it.
I I don't know that you're seeing the full arcs. When I think of Arya and who Arya is, I don't think she's just a rambunctious um tomboy that like resisted the protocol, so to speak. Like when I think of Arya and who she is as a character, her being a tomboy is like the
It's not just
the
tomboy.
the least thing that I think about her. So, and no, I didn't know you as a child, but I don't think of you as, I feel like, yes, I find you to be very feminine. I find you to be very, you like sports, you can be gritty, but your essence is not yang. You're like, you are your best self when you're like feminine and childlike, but not like. And I find Arya to be completely disinterested in the game. She's like, that's why she and Clegane were like tight, because she's like, I don't have any interest in this. This is not my shit. I'm going out and like doing something completely opposite. And her self-discovery was through a different type, was not through the game. It was not through doing the things. She was completely like, I'm out. I'm not interested. Never was. Never will be. My character growth, how I'm going to discover myself, is through this whole. It's the complete opposite. And to the end, she never was like, I'm trying to do this thing. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to be a part of this shit. So I see you with Sansa, or what I've in knowing you. I think that there is a part of you that is, or when I think of Sansa, I don't think of Sansa's greatest, her character arc, or the weight of her and the beauty of her development in her beginning being. Like, I don't even think of, when I think of Sansa, I don't think of her as the young Sansa. I think of her as the Sansa that's like at the fucking end, like that Sansa that may have had to go through like, oh, I want this. I think this is going to be the thing that I want. And then she realizes, no. But she has to go through the game, and she's a part of that, and she joins it, and she does it the best out of everybody in a way that's not necessarily cutthroat, in a way that's not necessarily self-serving. I think she did it for loyalty. I think she did it for this. If she was going to be in the game, she was going to do it because she's a Stark with good intentions, and like try to be a queen that is respectable and with integrity and with love for the ruling. If she had to rule, she was going to do it with integrity. But she was in the game. All right, and you're in the, to me, you're like, no, I'm with this shits. The politics, it can work, but it can work in a way that is beneficial and possible, and we can do it, and it could be done with integrity, and that's what you respect and admire. And I think that that's what you do well. So I find you to be like Sansa, and you might have been,
You clean that up.
I'm not. I've always said that. I've never not cleaned it up. But you were like, I'm Cersei, and
I never said I was Cersei.
You
I said I wanted to play Cersei.
No, you said, little do I know, I'm Cersei, Tyrion, and Arya. And I was like, I
would respect Tyrion a little more.
Maybe Tyrion. I could see Tyrion. I could see the way that you politic.
Something about Sansa's beginning I can't get out of my head.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. To me, I think Sansa's one of my favorite characters. I think she's
I know, you love her.
I think her arc is
Thank you for all the nice things you just said. I still disagree. Can you tell?
I'm sorry.
That well. So I'd love to know who y'all think we are in the Game of Thrones.
I don't think people know us well enough to say that. Maybe.
Shanti is a wildling.
Maybe.
We don't. Let me find out you fuck around, you Gilly. Psycho player. You not Gilly. Do you remember Gilly?
Yeah, I don't think I'm
I actually
Gilly.
love her, but I don't think you're Gilly. You're more like Asha. Osha. Remember her? She be
Mm-mm.
taking care of kids and shit. You would be a nanny so bad. You don't remember
Mm-mm.
her, the wildling lady who was helping Bran out?
Oh, yes.
Who
I
moved
do
like a
remember
cat?
her. Yeah, yeah. I
She
do
like
remember
liked to
her.
be.
Yeah.
You're a mix of people. We'd have to figure that out. But you said you were a wildling, and I thought that was amazing. I have a Blue update.
Uh-oh.
I need prayers for Blue.
What
I'm
is
very
going
serious
on,
right now. No, I'm
Blue?
very serious.
I'm very
She's going to the vet tomorrow. Blue cannot yell for some reason. Her scream is raspy. It's not vocal. I can hardly hear her when she meows. She's like, and it sounds like something might be in her throat, like she ate something wrong or there's a blockage or something. Of course, I Googled it and it said cancer, and I keeled over and started crying. So we going to the vet tomorrow to find out if this cat didn't ate a rubber band or something. I don't know, but she finna cost me a bunch of money, and I'm finna spend it. So
Is she coughing?
she's
Or
not coughing at all. Her meows literally are.
you think she's hoarse? Can cats get hoarse?
Cats can get hoarse if they're sick, but even still, she needs to go to the vet to determine, like, why would she have cat laryngitis? Make that make sense. Did something happen? Like, I don't know. Sadly, I haven't been here as much as I should be. So I came home to that and just like felt like a horrible mom, which I am. The fact that people are writing on Patreon free Blue is really upsetting me.
No, they
I was
didn't.
like, free Blue is crazy.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. Somebody wrote that on the
Blue just
last
your mom got
episode.
to step up. Like
My
your mom,
mom
you a
is
single
ready and
mom,
willing
dog.
to
Like you
step
need help.
up.
Single motherhood for anybody is impossible.
I
We need
know.
your community right now.
And I don't have a community to help me with Blue. It's just me and her. And I've abandoned my boy. So, um, anyway, we're gonna go to the vet tomorrow. Please pray, because if
I
they tell
will.
me anything I don't want to hear,
You know how I
if
feel
you want
about
to
Blue,
see
but I
me
fuck with Blue though.
freak out, then there'd be something wrong with that cat. So don't play games with me like this. So we're finna see what's up with Blue. Another Blue update, and Judy. Rude Jude might have to take Blue for a little bit again, but we will see. I plan on being here a lot more now that my house is clean. I can have house guests. But
Your house
anyway,
clean?
huh?
Your house is clean now?
The from the bathroom to the kitchen is clean. My room,
Okay.
a mess. But I can get to that, you know? I can fix it. Anyway, that's it. Would you like to ask people to rate, review, subscribe, and share?
If you're a new or long-time listener and have yet to rate, review, subscribe, or share this podcast, please consider doing it. It is quite a boon for our visibility and our credibility. And we do go and read it. We use it to create thick skin for ourselves when you say things about how you feel, but it also offers us some feedback and insight into the community and what we can and how we can do better. You can also support us financially by becoming patrons for our Patreon, which is a video subscription, monthly subscription, where you can see this podcast in video form and have access to exclusive content. So please join us. Shout out to the new patrons, Ashley and T. Lopez. Boo, boo, boo.
We can go into hot shit. My hot shit. I'm going down. The Brooklyn Museum. Okay, the Brooklyn Museum is having one. It has a Spike Lee collection up that I really want to go see. I don't know when that's coming down, but I really want to go see it. But they also have Giants, and that is the art from the Dean collection of Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys, and that is going to be showing until July 7th, and tickets are on sale. And their art collection is vast. I don't think it's a secret that they are in the art world heavy. They have that huge cause. I just found this out. You know that cause at in the Brooklyn Museum, like that
Mm-hmm.
huge, that's theirs on
Oh,
loan to the museum. So they make a ton of money just having their art collection on loan to these museums. Like I can't even imagine. And art is a way also to, kind of launder money, hide money, all that kind of stuff. So
oh, not you
not
subversively.
launder. Launder's wrong. Well, you
What?
can launder money. I didn't mean it like that. But you can hide money in art. You buy a piece of art, and then you can hide the money in that because
Yeah.
that has value. But they have Gordon Parks, Basquiat, Lorna Simpson, Kehinde Wiley. I mean, they have a ton of different artists in their collection. And it's on display, so people should go check it out. I'm excited to check it out. I know you said that
I'm
you
gonna go
would
take
probably,
Joe.
yeah, you were gonna take Joe. I hope you invite me.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's all about the Black diaspora of artists, and this is a part of the Brooklyn Museum's ongoing effort to expand art, the historical art narrative, within that diaspora. So that's what's up. They doing a
Whoever's
thing.
curating that those exhibits is killing it right now.
Oh yeah, at the Brooklyn Museum,
We gotta find out that
definitely.
person and put them in Black History because they're killing it. Shout out to them.
They are. You're right. We should. But I don't take advantage of the Brooklyn Museum enough. And that's a shame. Can you hear Blue trying to meow in the background?
No.
Can you hear her?
Yes.
That doesn't sound right, right? Sounds different. I know.
I think
I
she
don't want
might
to
just
talk
have
about
been
it.
crying, yelling.
No, girl, I'm telling you, something's not right.
She
Something's
hoarse.
not right. I know it. Did you hear that? Anyway, let's take a break. Can you hear it?
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel
Oh
good.
my God, it doesn't make me feel
What
good
is
at
she
all.
crying for right now?
Nothing, because I fed her a whole can of wet food because I felt so bad and I thought that it was going to knock whatever was in there down, but it's not. So I can't think about it. Let's take a break. God.
Was the place cold? She got pneumonia?
Why would you say that? And no, the place wasn't cold. She got a fur coat on. She chilling. I don't know. Y'all, we haven't forgotten our Black History moment. Our Black History moment will happen in the pop culture section. So after these messages, we'll be right back.
Oh, look at
Because you ain't
you.
do it. I was waiting for you to do it now. If something's wrong with her and it's because I was gone,
It's okay.
is it?
I mean,
I came in here to check on her. Oh my God.
I really think she might just be hoarse from crying. She might have been crying a lot.
She was like that though before I left, and I was like, "What's wrong with you? You sound weird." She didn't sound like that with you when you
A
stayed
little
here?
bit she did, actually.
Yeah. Her cry sounded weird, right? It's
Yeah.
been sounding weird. I'm like, "Girl, why you being weird?" But today it sounds even worse. Like
It did sound
worse.
like that. It really did.
Like she wasn't really getting it out, right?
I did not need her. You out.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you know how she can actually
Yeah.
sound. She didn't
Hmm.
sound because she has a
Yeah,
very
I did notice it was a
firm
little,
meow.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was a little different.
All right, well,
When you gonna take her?
tomorrow I put a hold on my calendar. I said, sorry, I gotta take my cat to the vet. 3 o'clock, I'm out. It's my child. Y'all little raggedy kids be having stuff going on. So I'm gonna put this on my calendar. Respect my agency.
Respect my agency.
Blue, come here. You hear her? Come here. Come here. Can you come closer? Ooh, girl, you getting big. Can you meow? Say meow.
You didn't sleep there last night?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
I'm sleeping here tonight and tomorrow. And if something's wrong with her, I'm not coming to Philly Saturday. You okay?
Blue, we wish you wellness, Queen, okay? In all the ways. This is transition. It's hard for everybody. We understand. But you are going to, everybody's just, it's hard for change and transition. But we'll adjust and you're going to be taken care of, okay? And Antoinette, the same for you. It's just transition. Y'all ain't never did this before.
It's okay. All right. Let's go. It was something I had to say to you on this break, and I don't. Oh, when you hear if there's any clip moments, don't forget to hit that thing. Okay.
All right.
All right. Take us in. Am I doing this? Can you do the Philadelphia thing?
And we are back. We're going to start it off with politics as usual. Wow, wow. So, Philly. Mm-hmm. Philly is
where I am from.
making all the headlines. Philly's the it girl, y'all. For what? STDs. Philly is the #1 city in the country, my nigga, for STDs. I gotta keep my ass in the house.
Yes, you do.
Chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis, which is the most old-timey disease. I don't know. I feel like chlamydia is like, I would feel more comfortable saying like, yeah, I have chlamydia than syphilis. What?
Syphilis sounds crazy.
It sounds old-timey.
But we are not going to shame anyone who might have syphilis, chlamydia, or gonorrhea.
No. Syphilis rates. Apparently, syphilis, sneaky little old timey, making a comeback. She said, "Don't call it a comeback." The rates of syphilis have risen by a massive 28.6% since this last study. Okay, that's in Philly. That's just Philly. Nationally, it's up by 30%.
Oh God!
Since 2001. It has increased 781%. Why? Who knows? And there has to be some correlation. We're going to see it in a Malcolm Gladwell book sometime soon. That nigga be putting shit together. And I be like, he be like, they were wearing loafers and somehow it correlates to syphilis.
You're actually annoying.
The way he be putting shit together, I'll be like, oh my God. But shout out to Philly. Shout out to everybody in Philly. Don't you dare have no unprotected sex out in these motherfucking
Not in Philly.
Fairmount, Mount Airy, West Philly, North Philly streets. This goes out to Tioga, Lehigh Avenue, Broad Street, South Street. Stop
I hate you.
fucking playing, y'all.
Shout out to Area.
Go to your... I wonder where in Philly is the highest too, because that must be a thing. My gut is telling me it has to do with drug use and like open air drug use, because I'm a shameful, stereotypical person. I don't know.
It's probably not that. It's probably like
not
50,
probably
60
white
year
people.
olds.
Yeah, it's probably rich white people. Blame it
But-
on the whites. It is. It's right.
Don't play with me.
It is motherfucking white people in Philadelphia.
Well, one of the highest demographics of folks who have STDs are folks in nursing homes because they are older and they just be out here wilding.
Wait a
Not
minute.
only that in Philly, but also Philly. If you're out here in Philly, you're also this probably correlates. It's also the most single city in America.
Wait, I'm sorry. I just want to say something. Though growing infection rates affect nearly all communities, the STD burden within our city hits minority, racial, and ethnic groups the hardest. When comparing infection rates of white people to those of some minority, racial, and ethnic groups, the CDC data shows that dramatic disparity. God damn it!
So it's not white people.
But except when it comes to
The
and then it's a goddamn conspiracy. They try to kill it. Then it's still white people because the way they did crack, they planting the
sprinkling
syphilis.
STDs in
They
the city.
sprinkling syphilis into the black community because it affects the children. It affects the babies. Where they're seeing where it becomes deadly is with the babies that are born infected with the syphilis. So then it becomes like a fucking.
Can't you be blind also?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
We're making light of it, and we shouldn't. We're trying to bring some levity to it, but we're also trying to bring some awareness. The other thing that I thought was very interesting was that the Philadelphia Inquirer released today that Philly is the most single city in the country.
I could tell that.
Philly men are among the least likely to be married. For Philly women, the gaps are even starker. In the 10 largest cities, women in Philadelphia are least likely to be married at every age group. No more than 42% of Philadelphia are married in any age group.
Get me out of here, or keep me here, because I haven't figured out what I want to do yet. But
it's very interesting. So everybody's single, just
because everybody's unwell
for
and
love,
not in therapy, dealing with low self-esteem.
I don't know how to transition this, but outside of like, make sure that y'all are practicing safe sex, that you're having honest conversations with the people that you are having sex with. I mean, we're talking about Philly, but this is something. I mean, STDs are everywhere, but
Syphilis ain't playing.
To our fellow Philadelphians, I'm not there anymore, but that's my home. We gotta take heed, because we often think that that shit don't apply to us, and it does. And then to release the stigma on it, because we were talking today about a young person that we know that's been affected by this, and lying to her parents but telling the truth to another adult that they confide in. And it's kind of like, it's great that they have that safe space with that adult, but also there's just so much shame attached, especially for women. If you contract an STD, that means that what? Now you're dirty, or you're a whore, or you're this, or you're that. And oftentimes, you're met with someone, with your partner. Hold on. You're met with, disdain from your partner, or lies or untruths, and you're probably at the clinic or at school getting this news, all uncomfortable with people that you have no relationship with. It's hard. It's very hard, especially for young women. So anyway, just wanted to bring that to the podcast and make sure folks were aware. That's all.
Get checked, y'all.
Yeah, get checked. In other news, oh boy, today was explosive. Today is Thursday, February 15th. I'm sure more will come of this once we actually release this episode. But our girl, Fani Willis. You remember Fani?
Mm-hmm.
All right, for those of you that don't remember, Fani Willis is the district attorney in Georgia. She is the one that is trying... She's bringing the charges up against Trump for, the infamous find more votes, where he was trying to steal the election there in Georgia. Now, a while ago, we talked about how Fani is being discredited by Trump's legal team because the head prosecutor on the case is someone that she has or had a romantic relationship with during the actual, casework. I'm going to play a clip because she showed up in court, to everyone's surprise, today. She showed up to a discussion with... So, to be very clear, she is not on trial. She faces no criminal charges, okay? But a judge is hearing arguments from the Trump lawyers where they are arguing that she needs to be off the case and replaced because she has a conflict of interest here. And they're also trying to say that she benefited from being in relationship with, what is that damn, Nathan Wade, because Nathan Wade was paid $650,000 over the course of this work, which it sounds like a lot of money to us. To other folks in the legal world, apparently, a lot of lawyers are reporting that that's not a lot of money for this type of case in actuality. And basically by her office paying him that money and hiring him, and then her and him going on trips together, that she benefited financially from him having the gig, which feels like to me, a little bit of a stretch of like, wait, if he wasn't just giving her money, like they went on trips, they was boo loving. And to be very clear, her being in relationship with him does not violate any laws, right? It doesn't. But it's just a bad look. It's just a bad look. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this clip really quickly. It's probably gonna be an ad, so please don't be an ad. It's gonna be an ad. Damn. Oop. Oh. The clip is not showing up. Damn. Oh, it was such a good clip. Okay, here we go. Ready?
He started out as like a mentor and a professional colleague. He became my friend and somebody that I really respected. We are good friends. My respect for him has grown over these 7 weeks of attacks.
Has he ever visited you at the place you laid your head?
So let's be clear, because you lied in this. Let me tell you which one you lied in. Right here. I think you lied right here. No. This is the truth, Judge. And it is a lie. It is a lie.
Ms. Willis?
This is explosive. Fani Willis is defiant, she is confrontational, and frankly, she is persuasive this afternoon. This entirety of the proceedings, it was very clear that she was gunning to come in and testify. She is angry at the person who has brought these allegations against her. She is insulted by the notion that she is somehow sexually promiscuous. She is very irritated, livid, the fact that she herself feels as though she is being called to task and on trial. Here is the fundamental flaw of the allegations against her. There is no through line yet that has been established between her financial resources, Nathan Wade's financial resources, and how she may or may not have financially benefited. It is as if they are presuming that she started with a zero balance in her account, and only that which came in through this particular indictment is what she has to sustain her life and Nathan Wade. Why is that important? Because they're trying to suggest that she has financially benefited from hiring Nathan Wade and maybe even sustaining the indictment itself. Well, she has gone to clear strengths and clear lengths, as did Nathan Wade, to suggest that there are multiple sources of income. She talks about her private practice in the background, the source of cash in her home and beyond, as a way and a means of actually providing for herself. She was very defiant in saying, he never took me anywhere. It had a real feel, frankly, of Diana Ross and Mahogany, if you ask me, about the idea of she's been plenty of places, has she not? She talked about Nathan Wade and his own resources and beyond. But I want to just stress to everyone, do you know how fundamentally dangerous it is for a prosecutor to have to tell and expose her personal life? Just think of the people that she is confronting, that she is prosecuting. I remember being 9 months pregnant and someone saying to me, congratulations, and me saying, I'm not pregnant. That's how private you want to keep your life, because every single iota, every morsel you convey to the world can be used against you. You could be sitting there in front of a jury, in front of a defendant, and now your personal life is on display. How do you think that will be used against you? How can your family now be vulnerable? She's talking about where she keeps her money in her home. Gee, there is a security detail. This is extraordinarily dangerous, which tells you the very high stakes of where she is in this moment, that she is here in this moment. And let's just be very clear. She's not pulling any punches. And I tell you, I really don't think that this judge was intending to even force her to testify today. It is very clear that she wanted to testify. She believes she's being lied about. This is all undermining, she believes, her credibility. And look, as Nick Valencia has said multiple times throughout the day today, and we all have, we are not talking about the underlying charges against the former president of the United States and 17 other co-defendants, several of whom have already pled guilty.
I know that's a long clip, but I thought it...
Wonder, when you look at this, do you think Trump's attorneys...
I know that's a long clip, but I thought it was important to play the whole thing because I think that Laura Coates did a great job painting a full picture, especially someone who used to be a prosecutor, who's a legal expert. I just want to add a couple things here before we get into this. The day started with her college friend and someone who worked in her office saying that Fani was indeed in a relationship with Nathan Wade in 2019. So the way that timeline works is that Fani is saying, no, we were friends. We knew each other. We did not start dating until 2021. That was well into the legal work that was happening, that he was hired, she hired him, they had a relationship after she hired him. Okay, that's what Fani is alleging. Now they have this other woman that is saying that is not the case. In 2020, the questions, I watched this, I was glued to the TV because they were trying to subpoena her to come and she showed up. Like, I'm here. Let's talk. Y'all want to talk? Like, fuck around and find out. Here the fuck I am. Let's go. And she was combative, but I also felt like she felt very authentic. She felt earnest. There was a couple of things that culturally made more sense. She talked about having cash because they were asking her from this time to this time, did you ever withdraw cash from your bank account? And it was like a 6-month period, and she was like, yeah, like of course I withdrew cash, like to live, sure. And they were like, no, not to live. Did you ever withdraw cash from this time to this time? And she's like, yes, of course. Like I withdraw cash from my accounts. And what they're getting at is that she keeps saying she paid Nathan Wade back for all of the trips in cash. And they're like, well, that's very convenient because cash there's no paper trail. But if you withdrew a certain amount of money, then we should be able to see it. And she's like, well, I keep cash in the house. I was taught to keep cash in the house. She said, reference Publix, which is the grocery store. If I go to Publix, I'll overspend and I'll get cash back and I'll keep cash in the house. She was like, that was something that my father taught me. Her father is like an ex-Black Panther. That kind of tracks with that thinking of there's folks down south that don't put all their money in the bank. Mm-hmm. They keep cash on them. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, but definitely that's culturally something that happens down south, where I saw a lot of MAGA folks and a lot of academics questioning that, saying that it's very convenient. And I won't lie, it is very convenient. She also said that, they were trying to allege that she was in relationship with him in 2020. She was like, he had cancer in 2020. I'm not going to go into what kind of cancer. She was like, but it proves that like this notion that you're talking about of me being in a relationship with him and having sex with him is ridiculous. So we can all guess what kind of cancer he had. And she was like, I'm not going to sit here and emasculate a Black man. Okay, so now we get a little more information there. She also went into what was very interesting is her relationship with him, which maybe I should play that clip. It's much shorter, but it gets at this It gets at this, like kind of like the gender wars and the patriarchy, because she's no longer in relationship with him, which is also like just wild to me, where I'm like, bro.
Why?
Because all of this is coming up for a relationship that she's not even the fuck in.
Oh,
and
word.
She's like,
Okay.
I had my own fucking money. I didn't need his little $2,000 some here and there for a trip. Like, I can pay for my own trip, and I did. And she even details a 50th birthday trip where she paid for everything. She was like, I paid for the flights. I paid for the hotel. She was like, I got down there and put spending money in his hand. Like, I'm not a broke bitch. And she wasn't emasculating him. She's saying, like, it was his birthday. That is something that I do. I kept a certain amount of money for myself. And she was like, I paid cash to a driver that drove us around the island all the time. Like, so I don't know. The line of questioning felt a little ridiculous. And the judge, I feel like, felt like it was too, because the judge was cutting them bad boys off. Like, all right, enough of this. But here's just one more clip where she talks about paying him back. Come on.
Let's go on and have the conversation.
No, I'm just asking you whether or not it was a coincidence.
Had absolutely nothing to do with this. It's interesting that we're here about this money. Mr. Wade is used to women that, as he told me one time, the only thing a woman can do for him is make him a sandwich. we would have brutal arguments about the fact that I am your equal. I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. And so there was tension always in our relationship, which is why I would give him his money back. I don't need anybody to foot my bills. The only man who's ever foot my bills completely is my daddy.
So, while she is combative, she also is compelling, because that sounds like a black woman fucking fed up and who's telling the truth a little bit. Like, nah, I'm gonna give him his money. I don't know. Nobody knows. And here's the thing. Did the prosecution meet their burden of proof? No. Do I think she's gonna be thrown off this case? No. The other thing about this, and then I'll be quiet and let you talk, is that two things. She could have taken herself off the case. She's refusing that because her reputation goes down the drain along with it. But again, it's like a Joe Biden thing. If you put the country first and understand that if you get taken off this case and it has to be reassigned, there's no way this case is getting tried before the election. And this is the case that everybody is looking at and feeling like, okay, this kind of has the best chance of getting Trump off the ballot. And so I'm so deeply disappointed that she even put herself in this position. But watching this was beyond frustrating to me because, there's an MSNBC legal analyst, Charles Coleman, and he wrote, Fani Willis on the stand encapsulates the intersection of race and gender in professional spaces. This woman has had her integrity challenged and her dignity attacked with all sorts of insinuations and characterizations. And yet, in this moment, on defending herself, she must remain mindful of what it is to be characterized as an angry black woman. It's not right, nor is it fair. But this is neither a conversation about what is right or what is fair. She must be mindful of her demeanor. But then, this is the same person that goes back after her testimony getting more and more heated and more combative, and he absolutely criticizes her about how combative she's being by quote unquote saying she's coming in way too hot and it is unhelpful. So he went and did the same thing that he's saying is so unfair that she has to live up to. He's holding her to that standard still. It's just, I'm exhausted by the whole thing. And you want to talk about her benefiting a couple $1,000s from going on a fucking trip to Belize and the Bahamas when you have Clarence Thomas, who is getting millions of dollars worth of gifts and money and homes and RVs from these billionaire Republican conservative folks, and we don't even look into it. It's a joke, in my opinion. But people are going to say I'm just liberal, so whatever. Do you have thoughts on this? I went in, sorry.
I just feel like it's Trump, the Republicans are just masterminds of smoke and mirrors. They're just masterminds of tossing up this social, almost, what do you call that? What do they call that? The TV shows where the people like Jerry Springer type of like drama, like what? You know, again, it's not really, it's asking all of these questions, inciting her to anger. And then now we're focusing on her anger is just all deviating from the root of this whole thing.
Which is that this man tried to steal an election.
Right. But smoke and mirrors. Yeah, but all of it's completely, everybody's distracted from it. And they're masters at doing that. And I do think that she needs to realize that as well, because I feel like she's being provoked, of course, and it's not fair. But
yeah.
No. It's now just becoming like a what do they call that? It's not a sitcom. What the fuck is that called?
I don't know.
It's like a Jerry Springer episode or something. You know what I mean? All the attention is taken off of the most important thing.
Yeah.
And her fucking job. Like,
And I can't imagine what she's had to do to work her way to become a district attorney.
I know. There's
And
so
that's
much
why I
at stake
think
for her.
Exactly. She's
I
so
know,
passionate about it.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's, given how black women are viewed, especially black women that have money and power, how easily that could be pulled from her if she just steps out of line in this way. Or
Well, that's the conundrum, and that's the unfair conundrum of it all. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
FBI, CIA.
They
KKK.
listening. I said
They all
Fani
listening.
Willis a little too many times. Anyway, this is something to hopefully when this comes out, she will still be on the case. But honestly, what damage is done? This is going to be a case that has a jury. Who are they going to find that has not been affected by this in some kind of way? How many juries are going to feel like, oh, she's crooked too, or jurors rather, she's crooked too, so screw it. It's the court of public opinion as well. It's just all so muddled now. And that's why people, again, she didn't do anything illegal, right? She can have her relationship, but damn, it just wasn't the smartest choice. And she even said on the record, she said, he was not my first choice to be the lead prosecutor. And that is on record. You can look that up. She was like, and that is no disrespect to him. No, she does. Like she said, like, we're still friends, we're still good. But she was like, this wasn't like nepotism. I wasn't just giving him a job. But he's like, wildly underqualified for the gig as well. So
tricky. So layered.
It's layered.
Just an onion. Make you want to cry. Make you want to holler.
Ciao. All right, moving right along. Israel, they bombed Rafah. So Rafah is in southern Gaza. It's the area that's right by the border of Gaza and Egypt. And Israel is planning a ground invasion. So they have troops poised to attack Rafah. This is, like I said, Gaza's southernmost city. And they are saying possibly Hamas's final stronghold within Gaza. Israel is confronting a dilemma largely of its own making. What do they do with nearly 1.5 million displaced Palestinians that have been corralled by this Egyptian border, which is Rafah? I'll tell you what Benjamin Netanyahu said. Benjamin Netanyahu said they need to go back up north. Well, guess what? One, these people are starving. These people have no food, no water, no shelter. There is disease spreading like crazy. Oh, and on top of that, the northern part of Gaza has been fucking demolished. So where do you want them to go? A lot of people are feeling like this was all a part of the game plan. You've corralled all of them, and now you're going to go in with ground troops. So let's just talk about it. Israel is facing growing warnings from allies and critics that its promised ground invasion, I'm going to call it, in Rafah. This is a last resort that has seen its population grow. Like, again, we're just talking about how many people are in Rafah right now. It's grown 5 times what it was in a matter of months. And this will result in a civilian bloodbath. Just like I said, already strained humanitarian pipelines. These people have nothing in Rafah. And the standoff between Israel and its allies is definitely heating up, one of which is Egypt. Egyptian officials have threatened to suspend the country's 40-year peace accord if an attack on Rafah forces refugees across the border. New footage obtained by the Washington Post suggests Egypt is preparing for such scenario. Egypt has already condemned Israel's move to push Palestinians southward in the enclave. Again, Egypt is suggesting this was a part of Israel's initial plan, and this plan is to expel Gazans, and saying that it would spell the end of the Palestinian cause. Checkpoints leading to the Rafah border and the crossing on the Egyptian side were boosted with more Egyptian soldiers, and the areas around the main road were being prepared for the deployment of tanks and military machinery. Egypt, a little history here, was the first Arab nation to recognize Israel as a state in 1979. The two signed a landmark pact that saw Israel as a state and the return of the Sinai Peninsula it captured from Egypt in 1967, in the 1967 war, in exchange for peace. So they gave back the peninsula, and then Egypt was like, okay, cool, you're a state. The treaty also limited the number of troops stationed on the border between Egypt and Gaza, which at the time was controlled by Israel. The treaty turned Egypt into a pariah in the Arab world, but decades later, helped pave the way for other Arab nations to sign similar agreements with Israel. President Biden has said that the United States will not support a full-scale assault on Rafah unless Israel can carry out a credible plan, I say that in quotations, to evacuate civilians in the line of fire. That's where we're at. I don't know what a credible plan is. I mean, at this point, I just have, and I don't want to be doom and gloom, I just don't know what the people of Gaza are supposed to do. I'm like, there is not a solution here. Netanyahu will not allow them to be a one state. There's no one state solution where Palestinians and Israelis occupy this land under the same government, under the ruling, because Palestinians, you know, that will then mean that land does not belong to Israel, right? And so this disproportionate response from the horrific killings in October by Hamas and this collective punishment is just like, it's what it is. And I don't understand how this is not its own Holocaust. It is. And so people are in my DMs asking me, why don't I have this same energy for the people of Ukraine? And I just have to say, the people of Ukraine were able to get out of Ukraine. They were welcomed with open arms to Poland and to other countries in Europe. These people in Gaza can go nowhere. They can't get out. They are literally crabs in a barrel. They're sitting fucking ducks. And, you know, while Biden can say that he will not support a full-scale assault on Rafah, what does that mean that you won't support it? You're going to speak out against it? We just sent more money. Just passed a bill to send more money. They stripped the immigration bill, excuse me, the border bill, right? Because that money was included in that bill that they killed because they want Trump to be able to run on the border. And then they passed the money for Ukraine and Israel.
And they
so like
weapons.
Right. So how do you not support it? It's going to be the weapons that we provided doing this. You're going to speak out afterwards and condemn it? It's like the mom who bought the boy the gun and was like, how could you shoot up your friends at school and then fucking hide her hand?
You know, at this point, it is Israel is gone ballistic. It's like two children in a fight, on a playground fight at this point, where this child is belligerent and is outside of themselves, and it's a collective responsibility to step in and to stop this. And that's the Palestinians are they don't, Hamas, the Palestinian people, they are it's just not a fair fight at this point. And even Doctors Without Borders shared a thread about how, again, another hospital was bombed.
Yeah, we couldn't even talk about
it.
that.
It is the fact that you said bloodbath that's what it is. And it's strategic, it's intentional. They have been, this is all a plan. And we're all watching it. We are all watching it happen. And the Palestinians are poor people. They aren't, Palestine, of course, is strategically, in terms of the land and the rich and the resources that it holds. So it's very important to Israel. It's very important for their interest. But for everybody else, they're, similar to African plight. It's just like, oh, well, that's what happens to Black and brown people. That's just what happens. We are all very desensitized. Somebody shared a meme that if this were happening, if London were to be bombed, America, the Twin Towers, the world stopped. That does not happen in America. That is apocalyptic if that were to happen in London or UK or France or even Ukraine for that, for just as an example. But we don't, it's Black and brown people. Well, damn, that's fucked up. What are we gonna do? But we're all watching it. We're all watching it, and it makes my stomach hurt. I have waves of going in and out of like, I can't watch it, then I watch it, and it just makes me weep. I cannot believe it. I can't, my mind can't believe it.
Yeah.
God help us.
This is like, I can get into it more in the next episode. We got to move on about just how conflicted and fucked up this next election cycle is. But I had a conversation with someone about it who gave me, I guess, a little bit of encouragement in terms of how I can fix my hand to vote a certain way. So I'll share that, I guess, as my update next episode. But things to pay attention to that we cannot get into. Democrats flipped George Santos's seat, disgraced George Santos. I don't know how to say this man's last name. Tom Zosi, Sosi, I don't know how to say it. He won a special election in New York and not New York City. This is out in the outskirts where not a whole lot of Democrats win. So this is something that all of the, political pundits are running with and saying, oh, this is an indication of, 2024 and how things might pan out. We're so worried about Trump, but he's losing part of his base. When they polled certain people and interviewed certain people who, ended up switching their vote from Republican to Democrat, they did say that they were frustrated by the Republicans killing that border bill and that they just felt like they're playing too much politics at this point and not getting anything done. So we'll see what happens. But this does create a even more narrow majority in the House for them. So they have to keep those Marjorie Taylor Greene types in check if they want to get anything done, because they got to have all their votes. Also, former FBI informant, what's his name? Alexander Spurnov is being charged with lying about the Biden's role in the Ukraine business and the whole Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. He's charged, saying that he
lying
lied
on them or lying for them?
Lying on them.
Oh.
Saying that there was never any proof that Joe Biden and his son had any involvement, that Joe Biden had any involvement in his son Hunter's business dealings with Ukrainian energy company Burisma, and that, he kind of made that shit up. Again, these are charges. He wasn't found guilty of this, but that really undercuts the Republicans' current impeachment inquiry into President Biden, because they're trying to impeach him on these grounds that this man is saying that he had something to do with Hunter's business But they'll still move on with the impeachment, I'm sure, and they'll still impeach him, I'm sure, and it'll all be political theater, and hopefully that pisses off more Republican voters to be like, y'all not doing shit, and you have the majority. So, anyway, also, lastly, Trump's first criminal case is set for trial March 25th. This is the criminal case, the Southern District of New York. This is the one that is brought on by a Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. This is where he's basically being charged about like his hush payments to Stormy Daniels and how he used that money. Trump basically said the thing out loud today where he told the judge that well, I'll just read it. Where is it? He said his attorney said the fact that President Trump is going to now spend the next 2 months working on this trial instead of out in the campaign trail running for president is something that should not happen in this country. The judge responded, "What is your legal argument?" The lawyer said, "That is my legal argument." The judge said, "That's not a legal argument. See you March 25th. And then Trump said the thing out loud and was like, "Well, yeah, of course we want to delay this so that I can run for president." And the judge was like, "Yeah, no." So this is the one that everybody kind of feels like is a little like, Most voters feel like if he gets convicted of this, they don't really care that much. Like, we all know that they're over the Stormy Daniels thing. They're over it. And the other cases are more important. But this has never happened. This is unprecedented that a president will be in criminal court will be in court at all and during an election. This shit is wild. Like, we're living in history right now, so
get me out of here.
Get me out of here. All right, I need to take a break. Not a real break, but let's just take a beat from all this serious shit. I'm not doing this next one. I want to say prayers and well wishes to everyone impacted by the mass shooting in Kansas City during the Super Bowl parade. That's horrible. 22 shooting victims. They range from 8 years old to 47 years old. This is the 43rd mass shooting of this year.
Not February 15th.
43rd mass shooting. But we don't have a gun problem. That's all I'm going to say. This is a doom and gloom episode. Let's lift our spirits. Can you do that? I don't know what Taylor Swift conspiracy.
Oh, that's fine. No, that you don't have to go into that.
We don't have to go into it? What is it? I want to stop talking, if I'm being honest.
Well, there's a
Shanti
Taylor Swift conspiracy. 1 in 3 Republicans believes baseless Taylor Swift election conspiracy. Basically, the idea is that Taylor Swift hooked up with Travis Kelce to gain more notoriety and fame, to uplift herself even more, so that she has more influence and power for the 2024 presidential election. So because she's going to endorse Biden, and all the Swifties are going to be like, well, duh, I'm gonna vote for Biden too. So this is America. This is a growing.
They're crazy.
Lots of conspiracies around this Super Bowl that I've been hearing, though. And another conspiracy is that her and Kelsey's relationship is not real. The Super Bowl was rigged, and that she's going to do the halftime show next year.
Where's the Super Bowl next year? I thought it was in New Orleans. Is it New Orleans?
Uh-huh.
If I don't see Lil Wayne in them on that stage in New Orleans,
you think Lil Wayne is going to be qualified, like,
absolutely,
nationally to do?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
You think the whites are going to be?
We gotta realize who Wayne is down south. We don't respect Wayne.
But this is nationally.
Wayne is bringing out Young Money. He's bringing out Drake. He's bringing out Nicki.
Okay,
he's bringing out Cash Money.
Okay.
Wayne is absolutely qualified to
nationally.
do the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
The white people are gonna.
Fuck them.
And I think Jay-Z would never let Taylor Swift ever do the halftime. Isn't he responsible for booking of that? I feel like he would Be like, over my damn motherfucking body, dog. But anyway, these are conspiracy theories that I'm not invested in. You know, I love conspiracy theories.
You are invested in it.
They didn't really resonate.
Did it
as true
move
to me.
you?
I was like,
wow,
that's not real.
Because it has to do with.
But the Twin Towers, my nigga, syphilis in the black community, my nigga.
Sprinkling syphilis like crack.
That shit.
Maybe that's the name of the episode.
Sprinkling syphilis in the black community. They try and get us. Infant mortality rates. It's not funny.
Is syphilis the new crack? What do you think? You got to work on that.
Sprinkling syphilis in the black community. They putting it in the chicken.
I gotta be honest. I can't spell syphilis. Can you?
Nobody can. Absolutely not. If my life depended on it, I couldn't spell syphilis.
Really?
Syphlilis.
Syp. Nobody. What'd you say?
Syph. Syphlilis.
Oh my God! You spelled it, girl.
Oh, now chlamydia is tricky.
That is really good. All right, spell chlamydia.
YLCH cla. C.
No. See, get rid of that Y.
CL.
No.
Cla. Yeah.
Chlamydia.
Nah, I'm good on that.
CHLAMYDIA. How many STDs can y'all spell? Because you know what else? They make these hard. Gonorrhea. Another tricky one. Try.
That's why you got to say the clap. That bitch got the clap.
Gonorrhea is spelled stupid. Go ahead.
How do you
gonorrhea.
say clap in the streets? Like, what's gonorrhea in the streets? Chlamydia is clap.
Burning. That's it. It's all the same thing.
It is.
You burning.
You gave me something.
Something. That's what it's called. Something. Wait, can you spell gonorrhea?
Somebody listening to this episode right now, statistically speaking.
Absolutely. There's a ton of listeners.
God telling you to go get it checked out now. It ain't normal what you feeling down there. You better go.
A lot of these have to be serious now. A lot of these, you don't feel anything, sadly. You don't feel anything. That's why it's so important to get checked. You don't feel anything until you do. Tricky. All right, moving right along.
Moving on to
Super
Usher,
Bowl.
who has his own. Anyway, I ain't.
Okay, see? See?
Oh my
Do
God,
not talk about Usher.
The segue to that was crazy, dog. Stop fucking playing.
I am not a part of this, y'all.
I didn't say nothing.
You saw what somebody wrote. They said Shanti would have.
Oh my God.
She just took her headphones off and ran away from this.
That's crazy.
She can't even hear me. Why did you take your headphones off and
I
run?
had to get my slippers. My feet are freezing me, and that was my black laugh, walk away, get my slippers, come back.
You know that somebody wrote in the comments, they was like, Shanti want to get canceled so bad. It's like, for some reason lately, she really does. All right, Usher. First of all, congratulations, Usher.
You be getting red. When Antoinette gets upset, she's getting red.
I'm red right now?
Yeah, when she gets like a little bit like, she flushes. The girl flushed a rose color in embarrassment for her friend.
Leave me alone. All right.
Sorry.
Usher. First of all, congratulations to Usher on his nuptials or whatever. He got married in Vegas to a music powerhouse. She's an executive. And she kind of, as soon as she came into the picture, because Usher was falling off a little bit. And when she came in the picture, he wasn't no more. So shout out to her. But everybody hates on her just because she might be a little older. She's cute and he loves her. So y'all are haters. Shout out to Mrs. Raymond. But Usher performed at the Super Bowl halftime show. Before we get into it, did you watch what I sent you?
I did.
What did you think?
It was wonderful. I mean, I would never not think Usher wasn't going to come through with the come through. Ever. Okay. And listen, he's that nigga. And I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of all of these artists that, similar to what you said about the Grammys, that are winning Grammys, that are killing it at their big age, okay? 40 is a new 30.
How old is Usher? Can you look that up? I think
45.
Usher is 45. Yeah. Shout out to Usher. He looks great. 45.
looks good.
Child.
Kill it.
Woo. Okay. Guests were Alicia Keys.
Boo. Shout out to her new exhibit in Brooklyn. I'm going, girl, I'll support you that way. Girl got good taste in art.
Alicia looked good. She looked good. Alicia looked body thick one. She could have had a little concealer under that eye. No, she's just no makeup girl, but goddamn, Alicia. No, she looked great, and she's also not she looks like a baby, and she looks great. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Now Alicia was trending on Twitter. This is when I wish you were on Twitter, because they was like, now Alicia. Because when that first note, what I sent you, Shanti, is not what it sounded like.
I know, I saw it.
She got that edited.
Edited. Good for her. She said, Beyonce, she got this shit.
Exactly. But actually, Beyonce would never sound like that. So tricky. That first note wasn't great. We can move past it. We all saw the discourse.
She off in a shaky. She started off like a newborn deer.
Because that song is too
unstable.
High. That song is too high for her. She need to cut it out. But I didn't need my boo ever. And I understand that Usher may have needed my boo, and he wanted to do the serenade thing because that's a part of the Vegas show. I love that he had the Vegas dancers in it. He had that element. But we didn't need it. And maybe he needed it to take a little vocal break, but he could have given that to anybody else. He could have had Beyonce come out there. I guess she's been out there too much.
She said, no, I am stealing the show in another way, Usher. You just wait.
Like,
I'm unavailable that day.
We'll get to her later. But baby, when I tell you, when I saw her, why did I think that was Northwest?
Everyone did. She looked just like North.
Why does it look like Northy? I said, he don't have Northy up there rocking out, but her is just so cute and so talented and just an angel. She's a rock star. I'm obsessed with her. So that was a real treat.
So tasteful,
so
such
tasteful.
An artist. She's like, I'm an artist. This is what I do.
will.i.am, I thought was Kanye. I was like, did he bring Kanye out here? And it wasn't. I don't. There's rumors that Kanye was turned away. I don't believe that. That's another conspiracy theory that Taylor Swift got him removed from the Super Bowl. Jermaine Dupri.
I believe that to be true. That's true. That's crazy. Absolutely true. Absolutely.
That's Shanti facts. Jermaine Dupri.
Oh God. What?
Why did he do that?
First, it's Janet that I'm upset at in this. Cause girl, why are you with him?
That's her boo. I do not know. Did you see what he posted?
Why did he do that?
But wait, he said everybody talking shit. I'm about to post it so y'all can see what it is. He thought it made it better. Hold on. You saw what he posted?
No, girl.
Wait, I want it. Did he take? Oh my God, he took it down. Oh no, he didn't. Do you see it?
They're Louis Vuitton.
Why would he post that? To try to shut us all up. You know what makes me sad is that Jermaine Dupri, I was really happy to see. I was really happy to see him
like
up there.
The big head. I can't remember the TV show, but he looked just like that character.
He looked like a pilgrim. He looked crazy, but he
does anyway. But he just doubled down on the ridiculousness of his way of being.
You know what? He's getting ahead of it. I respect it a little bit, but we have to respect the fact. We have to respect what he's given us musically.
No, come on, Janet. Janet, girl, tighten up. Because why the fuck you got your man? I'm mad at Janet.
Don't be mad at her. She can't control that. She dressed like that sometimes, child. She be tricky with them tuxedos. She would wear that. That's probably her outfit. She probably lent him them socks.
I know, they kinky. That's some kinky shit he did. That was some kinky shit he did. That was kinky as hell. He came on the stage like that, dog.
Shut up, yo. You get on my nerves. And then Ludacris. Ludacris, I just love. I love that we saw Ludacris with the afro. Ludacris is Black Boy Joy.
Good for him, too.
He looks great as well. Kept himself up. I just love Ludacris. I have a special place in my heart for Ludacris. I don't think that he gets enough respect for what he brought to rap, hip hop, pop, all the things.
And radio. He was a radio icon for a very long time. Shout out to the range of Ludacris. What a life he's lived.
Actor.
Yeah.
Doing his thing.
On his name.
And Little John came out there. Little John was looking good too. Everybody fit, drinking a water, working out.
Probably vegan.
And Little John music directed it, which I loved. You know what I didn't realize though?
What?
Usher was having a talk with Gayle King, who was objectifying the hell out of him. But he has won 8 Grammys, and not near one of them Grammys has ever been televised for him to walk up on stage and get his Grammy.
Racism.
Can you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
And now he plays the Super Bowl. And it was perfect. The Super Bowl was in Vegas. He had his Vegas residency. It was literally perfect. So I want to ask, where does this cement Usher's legacy? I saw a lot of people saying that this was the best Super Bowl performance of all time. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. But where does he fit in the Super Bowl of all time performance for you?
Where does he fit in the Super Bowl of all? Girl, now I'm sorry, and you'll be upset. I don't know that many. I know Beyonce's Super Bowl performance. I know Michael Jackson's Super Bowl performance.
Prince.
I haven't watched Prince's Super Bowl performance, but I heard.
You've never seen Prince's Super Bowl performance?
I never watched that.
Girl, you need to watch that.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, but I don't. In terms of his legacy.
Bruno Mars, Rihanna, Justin Timberlake.
I don't think about Rihanna's performance ever.
Okay, me neither.
That's my girl, but I'll never think about that. That was a whole lot of...
J-Lo and Shakira.
Come on, girl, no. Never.
The Black Eyed Peas. I think Bruno Mars had a great unpopular opinion. Bruno was great.
Antoinette? Yes.
Great. Bruno brought Beyonce out and Coldplay.
No. I really fuck with Bruno Mars. But Beyonce still, I'll never forget watching the Beyonce.
I don't think that was her best performance. Unpopular opinion. It was very good.
Her best performance? We're talking about the Super Bowl performance.
I don't think that's the best Super Bowl performance.
How many has she had? Just one?
She had 2 so far. She came out with Bruno.
Oh. And then she had the one where she was doing the Black Panther. That's when she was like, "Oh, Beyonce black as shit."
No, she was the Black Panther for Bruno. Yes, she was. I just watched it. She was dressed
when
up
she came out with the. Oh, that was really. I don't remember Beyonce's other performance. That's the only one I know is when she came out with the fist up and everything and with the leather.
Maybe she was doing it on both of them, but she definitely was Black Panther-ish. Well, look at how we're talking about Beyonce. We're supposed to be talking about Usher. See what she does. Do you see?
It's sinister. It's actually sinister. But I would say this. I'm taking cycling classes. They are whooping my ass. I'm showing up for them, though. I'm really proud of myself. I went to one and could not breathe and was about to cry to...
Wait. What does this have to do with this?
The white people, like the whites, are loving Usher. Every cycling class that I have been going to, they're playing Usher. So in terms of cementing his legacy and his reach, this is huge for him because Usher is big for the blacks. Like my boo, white people don't know my boo.
They ain't know half them songs, I think.
Exactly. So his reach and his extension to the whites and them really, again, not to center them, but in terms of like the national coverage of his stardom, I think is really cementing his legacy. Really a boon for him at his big age, and I love that for all of us. So,
well,
I thought his performance was great, but I did think Bruno Mars was better. Of the 3 that I've seen, Bruno Mars was the best.
Bruno Mars ate that up.
That's my little baby. Remember when I looked like Bruno Mars?
For everybody who never saw Bruno Mars's halftime show, please go watch it. That is a cokehead genius over there.
Wow, that was really unnecessary and not something that you... should have. Please cut that out because I do not support that, and I'm wild with my mouth.
For real, I can't say nothing. If you would have said it, would have been funny.
I want to protect you. You can't
All
say
right,
it.
fine, take it off. But everybody knows Bruno be out here. Anyway, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Beyonce because we're talking about Usher, and we cannot talk about the Super Bowl without Beyonce and what she had did. Now, usually after the Super Bowl performer is the person who is charting on Apple Music. You know, they have every single spot on lock. Right now, Queen Beyonce has the top 5 spots on iTunes. This is history. 27 years into her groundbreaking career, Beyonce becomes the first Black woman to occupy the entire top 5 spots in U.S. iTunes history. Oh, this woman. All right. So Beyonce has her Verizon commercial. They pay her $30 million for that commercial. This is the most we've heard Beyonce talk since the Renaissance, the movie, honestly. So like, we don't hear from this lady. She was in the commercial. I actually thought it was a very cute commercial. Did you see the commercial? And then at the end, she drops this, drop the music. And everybody was like, hold up now. What you mean? I went to her Instagram and I wrote, Mom, you had said drop the music on that commercial. Is there music coming? What's going on, sis?
Did you
All
really?
Of a sudden, yeah, you could go and look at it. I literally wrote, Mom, comma, you had said drop the music.
Oh, God, this girl.
You had insinuated the music was coming. Is there anything to that? What's going on? I be DMing her too, like, what this mean, Mom? I don't care. So I go to Twitter because that's where you get breaking news. And people are like, oh my God, go to Beyonce's website. Beyonce's website has been cleared out of Renaissance stuff. On the music tab, it says Texas Hold'em, 16 Carriages. Is that the name of that song, Texas Hold'em? Mm-hmm. I think. And we're like, where is the music? She sent us into a tizzy to the point where I talked to folks who were at Super Bowl parties. They stopped watching the Super Bowl to find the songs. People turned off the game to go investigate what the hell was going on with Beyonce. This is on the heels of Shannon Sharp saying nobody has the reach that Taylor Swift has. Nobody. And it's all so perfectly calculated. Beyonce said, you know what? Y'all all worried about Taylor Swift and that goddamn suite. And Taylor Swift started out in country and turned into pop. Watch me go back. And I'm about to turn country on his motherfucking head. And I'm dropping this shit in the middle of the Super Bowl. And I am literally going to set the internet ablaze. And that she did. I think it was perfectly executed. I don't think she was wrong at all. I think it has nothing to do with Usher and everything to do with, listen, this is my rollout. Beyonce is a queen of rollout. She'll give us these little hints. And then all of a sudden, boom, it all makes sense. Act 2, she's giving us country. That's why she was dressed like that at the Grammys. She's been hinting at this country thing. She's a brilliant being. What are your thoughts?
I like the songs. 16 Carriages. I like it.
I think I said 16 candles.
No, you said Carriages.
Okay.
I like it. I'm excited for this iteration of her. I don't know what compels her, but it just makes me even more intrigued by her. She is such an enigma for me. And I do think it overshadowed Usher. I do. It did. There's no way that it didn't.
Is that her fault?
I mean, what you gonna do? Beyonce, it's fucking Beyonce. And I don't know that was her intention.
Should she not have done it? I don't know.
No, I don't think it wasn't her intention, but I'm just excited for the history lesson that we're all going to be invited into. Again, I said it last week, there are a lot of Black artists that are thriving right now in country and are making waves, and hopefully the same way that she highlighted so many folks in the ballroom culture, that she will invite them into this project as well and pay homage with integrity and honor like she did with Renaissance, because that is such a rich, and it's so close to her heart. And the Texas culture is just so, what a culture. I'm excited to for her to really rep where she's from, because that is so close to her heart that that we're all going to get a little bit closer to this woman that is impossible to get close to. So I'm excited for it. She looks fucking good, because bitch, you can't, girl, this Valentine's outfit she just put on, I said, that was Super Bowl Beyonce when she had the bowl in her hand. Mm-hmm. And she can't not look good. How she worked her motherfucking ass off and trained her. She looks so good. I said, God damn. She just rolled out an Essence. It's just a rollout.
Oh,
it's
that
just,
Essence image.
It's just a fucking rollout, and I know she has fun doing this, and I know she just, the team and the creative direction and the creative artistry that goes into this
Lauren.
Is just, I know it's hard, but I know it's just the dream of so many people, and it's just allowing folks to shine in a way. So she a tricky one, but she also just gives people space and platform to shine, because she is the canvas. What a canvas.
Shout out to Lauren Baker, who does a lot of her creative direction. She's a little brilliant being. Beyonce, she's also, revealed what her what is it, sacred hair care line is gonna be.
She is a demon. I don't know if she's an angel or a demon. She just fucks with me.
She's an angel. That's an angel. That wig she had on at the Super Bowl, that's nothing like, that's an angel wig. That's an angel country
what's his
Dolly
name?
Parton wig.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love the characters that she goes into too. Like we think of an artist of like this avant-garde thing, and she does her little characters and gets into her roles in her Beyonce way, which I just love for her. I love it.
I want to get into a little bit of the cynics. So cynics will say that Beyonce in this country album, it's a detour to help her amass further Grammys in an area she's not yet commanded. In 2016, the Academy Country Music Committee rejected her song, Daddy Lessons, as ineligible. Gossips will say that this is to assert her supremacy amid a media-mauled rivalry, meaning it's not a real rivalry between her and Taylor, but the media has created a rivalry, like us, with Taylor, who has long had her country music bona fides. And more compelling is the sense that Beyonce is, with a sure but light hand, claiming country as a part of the Black musical expression, rooted in African American blues and gospel alongside white folk music. So I want to get into that a little bit, because Rhiannon Giddens specifically is playing the banjo on this project. And Rhiannon Giddens is a founding member of the Carolina Band. This is the Black History shindig, y'all. So this Black History facts. The Chocolate Drops. And she's also a historian who has made it her business to reclaim country music and its history. So a lot of folks before this, I mean, I knew that country music, that Black folks existed within country music, but I didn't know that we were the creators of that shit at all. I dismissed it completely to like white music. But the banjo specifically, and I love that Beyonce does her homework and goes to the people who are keeping these traditions alive and like leans on them to lend themselves to her project so that it can be more authentic. So let's get into the history of the banjo real quick. So just like popular music genres, country music in the U.S. began with Black people. More specifically, the story of the banjo came to America with slaves. Musicologists has often looked at West Africa as its origins. Much of this speculation has been centered around this ancestral instrument called the ngoni, and I don't know how to pronounce this, Xalam, Xlam. And this was a two-hide, meaning like cowhide, covered string instrument from West Africa that bore the resemblance to the banjo. And so this banjo was then recreated by enslaved Africans and their descendants in the Caribbean and here in North America. And they maintained that tradition and perpetuated it within, of course, this like system of slave trade and plantations, and it just continued to grow. So on a plantation, you would hear the banjo. It was and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, of course, this was the call and response. Like, this is the famous, like, of course, but I never connected the two things to country because it's been so rewritten that I couldn't see the through line. So the first string bands in this country were actually enslaved people. And Black folks have always made country music here. It was all American folk music, but white America promoted this as quote unquote hillbilly music. And the commercialization, of this music drew this color line even deeper. So when money was to be made, Black people's country records and music was looked at as, what was it called? Race. Oh, now I can't find it. My eyes are playing tricks on me. Sorry. Hold on, y'all. Dyslexia is real. Race records, while white people's music was hillbilly music, and then it turned into country music, folk music. Country artists that are very notable. Ray Charles was a country artist back in his day. Charlie Pride. I don't know how to, Aaron Neville. And then this woman. Hey, do you know her? Because I've heard her music because I looked her up. Petrella Ann Bonner. Do you know her at all?
No, okay. But I know like Valerie, what's her name? Valerie Green is a Black, like they, even a lot of people are saying K. Michelle is,
okay. Well, these are older folks. I'm gonna get into that. Yeah, K. Michelle has been trying to break into country for a while.
She has. She's very successful apparently.
And so when we fast forward in time, we have like the CMAs that are not allowing, Beyonce's music to even be considered for nomination. It was a big deal when she performed with the Dixie Chicks, who have also been ousted for their political views. They're now known as the Chicks. But yeah, current country singers, Willie Jones, you talked about Darius Rucker, Vicky Van, and even K. Michelle. And now you have Beyonce. And Beyonce is the first Black female artist to reach the top of the Apple Music U.S. country chart in history. She is also the first female Black artist to occupy the first and second position on the chart simultaneously. So she's coming for them. She's saying, I'm reclaiming this. You've denied me before, and I don't care. And now my people are going to know their history, because I'm going to subtly share it, because the Beehive's going to do the work for me. I don't have to do the think pieces. I put it out, I put the visuals out, and they run. That's all. They just need mom to sprinkle a little glitter, a little something on, a little Miracle Grow, and they sprout, baby. But there are already country music stations that are refusing to play these two songs. People are calling, and they are literally saying, we do not play Beyonce on this station.
Genre breaking Beyonce.
So now it's like, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna deny the queen?
No, they're gonna play it.
This gonna start a civil war.
Oh.
If we don't, if they don't give Beyonce her just due on this, if we turn around next year and them Grammys don't have mom nominated.
Not you calling her mom.
If they don't have mother nominated for some of these country awards, if they put her in some new category like American urban folk or some bullshit and create some nonsense to other her, boy, like she is sticking it to them in such a beautiful way. It's a way where it's just like, I'm just going to be talented and be my best self. And if you deny me, you reveal something about you. But I'm going to be as graceful as ever, as bad as ever, as talented as ever.
As successful and lucrative, as influential as
right.
ever.
We have
All
to
you
now
niggas is my
fight
sons.
white country girls for Beyonce tickets. Do you understand this? Do you know how hard that's going to be?
She gonna save the world. No, she's not. I can't believe I said that. I take that back. I apologize. But I think that is going to be a unifying. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be.
It's either going to be unifying or it's not.
I'm very excited for all that's going to come out. I'm excited for the music. I'm really excited for the music. What's Act 3 going to be?
I think that's
R&B?
retirement.
But you think she's going to go back to R&B?
Retirement. I mean, not retirement. I hope it's R&B. I hope it's like the classic R&B with Destiny's Child, a little reunion. Mm-hmm. But I think it's Renaissance. Like,
what's this called? What's this era called?
This the country era. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like the return home, and then she'll be retirement. She'll be like, bye. I'm out. I'm tired.
Bye. Is she gonna go do something else? What does Beyonce say if she's not doing this? What does she do? I'm excited for her.
Maybe she lives and mothers. Maybe the reign of blue comes.
Where is Sir? Why they don't ever have Sir out no more?
First of all, Sir apparently has is a very brilliant child, but gets too hyperstimulated. I think that he has a condition where he cannot be around too much stimulation.
All right,
so they
keep
respect
that baby away. Okay.
Yeah, but apparently Alicia Keys said that Rumi is quite the little musician, plays the piano, and that she teaches her lessons, and that Rumi also sings all of her songs.
Rumi gonna be the one.
That's exciting.
Well, Blue and she, I don't know, it's tricky.
They're all it. Anyway, Beyonce reigns, y'all. I don't know. Beyonce reigns. They sprinkling syphilis in the black community. Fani Williams chose dick over democracy, and that's it.
Who chose dick over democracy?
Fani chose dick.
Don't slander that one.
I love her, but she could have did anything else besides this. Girl, you couldn't have waited, girl. Damn.
She thought she was what's her name? She thought she was Viola Davis' character. She really did. You never watched that show?
I didn't watch that show. Did you watch that show? Viola was dating a Jonesky?
Viola was doing all types of shit as that. Viola was a bad bitch in all the ways in that show. But
I only watched Scandal.
Tricky and messy.
She was dealing with the president. Anyway,
all right, well, thank you so much.
This was a long episode.
Good night.
Oh, peace to the gods.
Old and the new. Bye.
You're so abrupt sometimes. It feels like no. Yeah, it's like we had sex and you got up and left the money on the dresser.
Sorry.
That's how it feels. It's very Sagittarius of you. Like, did you see how the last episode ended? Did you see it? When you are done, go to Patreon and just scroll all the way to the end and just see how you ended that. But you gotta see my face where I was like, I just turned it off.
I had to pee. And I'll be more graceful next time.
What's the name of this episode for real? Because I don't feel like having to figure it out.
Sprinkling syphilis in the black community.
We gotta add, that can't be the only thing. Beyonce reigns.
We gotta name
the little stupid. What is it? Dick over democracy.
That's a shame.
Beyonce. Wait, Country B.
Dick over democracy and
Dick. We can't spell dick because they'll block our thing over.
Oh, we can't say that then. We can't use that.
No, we could put a star in it. We could put a couple stars. 3 stars. Dick over democracy. Sprinkling syphilis in the black community. That's a long. Syphilis in the black community. How you spell syphilis? I still can't spell it.
SYPH. Syphil.
I spelled it right. We want to share a note. That looks good. Also, you keep writing episode 236. I'm like, girl, we at 330,
I have
326.
dyslexia as well. Please respect my disability.
I edited the other two. Like, Shanti's sick of this podcast. She was like, how many episodes we got? This is ridiculous. Shut up.
Dyslexia.
All right. Country B, dick over democracy, syphilis in the black community. Bars. All right, next up. I ain't even read this. I don't know where you're going with this.
Who knows?
But I'm ready to go. Ready to go with you wherever it is. I follow you. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.